Good morning. That's great. Hope you had a good breakfast, and I know there are some empty seats here. That's a result of I-35 and MOPAC. We just have to bear with that. We are very delighted to have you here, and welcome to McCombs and the very first conference in this auditorium, a major conference. I'm Prabhudev Konana. I'm the Associate Dean of Instructional Innovation and also faculty in the Information Management Group. And let me introduce my colleagues who have done extraordinary work to make this happen. Professor Cesare Fracassi, I got the name correct. He's the Associate Professor in Finance, and he truly stands tall, both figuratively and literally, because his course on FinTech is a very popular class in the MBA program. And he has enormous passion for FinTech and particularly blockchain, and he's been leading in McCombs to push this whole agenda of blockchain, not just in the McCombs, across the campus. And then we have Professor Meeta Kotare. She's faculty and the managing director of the new initiative at McCombs, the Social Innovation Initiative. The whole idea is she's going to lead the efforts to inspire and educate the future generation of business leaders to create positive social and environmental impact while focusing on creating value for the organization. So this is the first major conference, as I said, in this brand new building, so it's appropriate to explore the next new frontiers in technological innovation using blockchain. Following this, after we are done in the morning session, we actually have another conference called Texas Spirit, showcasing the innovation in craft beverages and spirits. On the lighter side, we go from straight blockchain to booze. Okay. So blockchain technology excites many of us. You just use blockchain or some coin and the stock market goes up by 400%, as we saw what happened with Kodak. So we think it's a panacea for all the problems we see with security, privacy, and a nice word, immutability. Okay. So many of the the world is here to exploit these opportunities. For some, it is shrouded in some sort of a mystery. What is this blockchain? And they are eager to find out what it is and unlock this puzzle and hopefully reach the promised land. For some of us, it's a complete hype, an unwanted complexity that solves very little and everything will unravel soon. So hopefully today we can get some understanding of what is that opportunity, what is the hype, and hope seek some clarity in this blockchain. So we're glad to announce that we are sold out for the events, so don't worry about the empty seats, it'll fill up very quickly. So we are represented by 120 different companies and universities across Texas. We have extremely large corporations from Walmart, IBM, Dell, GM, GE, Cisco, AT&T, and the list is long. We have many law firms represented here, and we have countless numbers of entrepreneurs in the Houston, Dallas, and Austin area. We have an exciting mix of participants. We have over 55 C-level executives here. We have a lot of distinguished engineers. We have over 200 senior managers, faculty, and students. We have a good mix of panels and speakers. As you can see, some of them are extremely well known. In fact, all of them are very well known, covering different aspects of blockchain, from supply chain, financial innovation, policy issues, financing, blockchain ventures, and social innovations, which Meeta has been championing this for us. We hope this conference will expand your understanding, clarify your questions, make connections across many different constituents here, share ideas, opportunities, and challenges in meaningful ways that you can take this forward in your own organization. So without taking much time, we begin our deliberations here, first inviting our Dean, Jay Hartzell, to inaugurate our conference and introduce you to our first keynote speaker, Mr. Frank Yanis of Walmart. Before we get our Dean to speak, let me say a few things. You can stay here, Jay. You can stay here. Okay. So before I actually introduce Dean, I want to say that the morning sessions will be here until 12:30, and we are going to move downstairs. It's another mystery how to get there. We'll have some volunteers to take you downstairs to the ballroom. It's a majestic room and a fascinating painting, so you'll enjoy that part as well. So Dean Hartzell holds the Centennial Chair in Business Education Leadership. and the Trammell Crow Regents Professorship in Business. He joined UT in 2001 after teaching at New York University in the Stern School of Business. Prior to that, he was a Texan by all means. He got his PhD here. He became the dean, and he was, before that, the senior associate dean for academic affairs, chair of the finance department, and the executive director of the McCombs School's Real Estate Finance and Investment Center. His research focuses on real estate finance, corporate finance, and corporate governance, and he has published extensively in leading finance journals like Journal of Finance. The Dean Hartzer is a member of the board of directors of the American Real Estate and Urban Economics Association, and he is on the board of Austin Habitat for Humanity and Downtown Austin Alliance. Please welcome Dean Hartzer.
Thank you all, and a good morning. It's a pleasure to be here, and a special thanks to Prabhadev and Cesare and Mita for your leadership on this. So part of what's really fun today, we were talking about this, I was in Houston talking to some alums. I was actually talking to the Crum family yesterday who named this auditorium, and they were asking, how are you really going to utilize the building and the facility to bring people together? And I said, well, tomorrow, as a matter of fact, we have two great events, sold-out event on blockchain, and then we're going to finish it off with booze. So this is the kind of thing we had in mind when we were designing the facility. And a big theme that came up when we were designing this was that of overlapping communities. We had in mind that we would bring together our students, our faculty, our staff, our alumni, and the business community at large to come together here in this place and talk about interesting ideas and problems faced by the world. So this is really, I think, the first high-profile, sold-out event along this theme, and I'm really excited that it's here. Another thing that kind of overlaps as we talked about this, we went through a big marketing and branding study and process over the last year or two, and one of the things that came out of this was this idea of Austin as this center of innovation and technology and a forward-looking mentality. And the first tagline that we're going to start using to advertise and communicate about what's different about our school is human-centered, future-focused. And if you take the second part of that, we can debate the human-centered part about blockchain, but the future-focused part, I think, is completely relevant today. And you think about what's going on in the technology space here and why this is such an interesting topic. I'm looking forward to learning more about it. I was thinking about this when I went to grad school in economics class. I remember people said, if in doubt, just say it's the envelope theorem, because people didn't really know quite what it meant, but you could kind of get away with it. And I feel a little bit about blockchain, that people invoke this, as you said, a panacea for lots of things, but we'll learn more as we go forward. So thank you all for joining us today. Thanks for coming to our wonderful new facility. Have one of us show you around if you have time and you're interested. We'd love to show off the place. So with that, it's my job really to turn it over to our first keynote. One of the great things about this event, I think, is our ability to attract some great talent across the board. Prabhadev mentioned the depth and all the panels, but we really got our pick of the litter, I think, on our two